He's a nobody. He's a hot dog vendor.
Put Jeremy Sohan on Cade Cunningham and assault him.
It's an embarrassment. Mike Brown is a moron. Well, the Pistons have completed the season sweep over the Knicks, and we decided we need to talk about it. So, no introduction, just go into it.
Yeah, I don't even know what to say. It's the same thing with this team every single time. They'll beat teams that aren't physical, that don't play defense. They'll have stretches where they look good. And the second they play against any team that plays with any sort of toughness, they fold. Their whole system collapses. Their identity's gone. They can't score. They've scored 93 points per game on average in those 3 games against Detroit. Blown out in every single game. This game seemed closer than the others. I promise you, it freaking wasn't. They got their doors blown off, outplayed, out-hustled on their own home court, booed out of Madison Square Garden. Well-deserved. Awful performance. The Pistons are simply a better team.
Yeah, it's just the only way to describe it is an embarrassment. It's an embarrassment that you let a team come into Madison Square Garden and wipe the floor with you. It's an embarrassment that this is a team you were supposed to be better than. You were supposed to win the Eastern Conference, and now you're 7 games behind them, and the 1 seed is out of reach.
And you know what? On paper, they are better than the Pistons. It just comes down to a lack of toughness and a lack of adjustments by Mike Brown. They got blown out by 70 points combined in the first 2 games, and they do the same thing they did in the first 2 games. What they think was going to happen? Jalen Duren hasn't played in a single one of the games, and they're getting their doors blown off every single time.
And tonight, there was no Isaiah Stewart either. They were missing their 2 big... Paul Reed was the starting center tonight.
It's unbelievable.
And Tolu Smith. I'd have never even heard of that guy. He was the
Me neither.
It's Tolu Smith. Who is that? Who is that? He's a hot dog vendor. And they let him and they let Paul Reed, and they have Paul Reed and Tolu Smith as their only big man. And Cat didn't get the ball the entire first half.
He didn't touch the ball. He
didn't touch the ball.
3 shots in the first half. He took 3 shots. Me and you were texting each other like crazy, telling Mike Brown to give him the ball. The second they do, they get back into the game, and then they take him out. The one time he's playing well, they take him out of the game. The Pistons immediately go back up by 15 points. They've got nobodies outplaying our starters. Our nobodies are also outplaying our starters. Jeremy Sohan, with the exception of Jalen Brunson, probably the best player on the court today, honestly.
And he played like
the best defense on Cade Cunningham. Should have played more. I don't know what to say. Mike Brown doesn't make any sort of adjustment against any team he play.
No,
if we beat a team the first time, we beat them again. Look at the Raptors. We beat them the first time. We continue to beat them. It's the same result every time. But when we're losing, there's no adjustments.
They said it on the post-game show on Prime. I'm not exactly sure who said it. They just said it a couple minutes ago that they didn't make any halftime adjustments. They never make any halftime adjustments. They never make any adjustments. It's the same crap. It's chuck up threes, pray they go in. If they don't go in, we're going to lose by 20. That's it. That is the game plan. Mike Brown was supposed to be this offensive genius, and he was supposed to take the Knicks offense to the next level, and it was good. And when the Knicks offense is good, it is really good. This team can score 140 points on any given night, really. Obviously, it doesn't happen all that often. But when they're bad, they're really bad. This team against Detroit has been outscored over the 3-game series by 84 points in 3 games.
Ridiculous.
How is that even possible? This was a team you were supposed to be better than. You beat them last year in the playoffs. You beat them in 6 games. And now it can't even be a single-digit game. You can't lose by 5. You have to lose by 30. Okay? He's a moron.
Complete joke. Never should have fired Tom Thibodeau. And honestly, let me go back to your point on the offense, because you're saying when it's bad, it's bad. it's not just like randomly bad. It's not like, oh, they're going to have a bad game every now and then. It's consistently, they play against a team with any sort of physicality, the offense is bad. It's not like you don't know when the offense is going to be bad. It's going to be good 7 out of 8 times. They're going to have a random bad game. You can look at their schedule and see the next time their offense is going to implode, probably against the next physical team they play. Houston would be my guess. That's not a good offense. I've seen college teams make better adjustments. You know, I go to Wisconsin. I've seen them explode against the 2 best defenses in the country offensively. That's a good offense. An NBA team can't adjust to a physical team. It's ridiculous. It's not a good offense. They have a good offense when they play a bunch of pansies.
Yeah.
I could hit threes with the defense some of these teams play.
You said it earlier. I was complaining about how Javonte Green always in the first 2 games we played against Detroit, he shot 75% from behind the line, and he's a career 34% 3-point shooter. And I was complaining about that. And you said, but we leave everybody open. NBA
every single
players can make wide open threes.
I know. It's a foreign concept to the Knicks, apparently.
They leave
so many Knicks fans on Knicks Twitter, too. They're acting all shocked. Oh, why is this NBA-level shooter hitting open 3-point shot? Maybe that's why he's in the NBA. Probably wouldn't be if those weren't going in.
Yeah, exactly.
You think back to that Spurs game when Champagne hit 11 for 17 and people were losing their minds. And I'm like, you're lucky it wasn't 15 for 17. They were wide open. He's an NBA player. His job's to hit threes.
Yeah, and he's
lucky he didn't make more.
He's a good 3-point shooter, too. But this team, like you said, so when they're on fire and they're playing lower competition, they look great. And it looks like a team. Oh, man, this is an NBA championship contending team.
Yeah.
And then they play somebody like the Pistons. And the Pistons are just more physical. They're more tough. I don't know why.
Not even close.
I don't know what it is. I don't know why this team doesn't play tough. I don't know why when they play somebody tough, they forget how to shoot. They also forget how to play tough. It boggles my mind how you can be 35-20 coming into this game, and then you look like that. And now you're 35-21, and you've been outscored by 84 points in 3 games by the same team. You haven't made an adjustment? You haven't thought, hey, maybe it's not working what we're doing with Cade Cunningham. Maybe OG Anunoby can't guard Cade Cunningham because clearly
doesn't seem like it.
He can't. I love OG Anunoby. I think he's a great defender. But when he's dropping 45 points on your head, maybe put Jeremy Sohan out there, who you just signed, who's an elite defender and 22 years old. Why would he not be out there? He played 5 minutes tonight. He played garbage time. And it was too late. And he made a good impact, but it was too late. It was too late. It's just this team does everything backwards when they finally play someone that has a pulse. Forget about it's tough or physical. A team that has a freaking pulse. Because all these teams that they've played don't even compare to the team the Knicks are. Anytime they played someone that is even close to their status, they're wiped off the floor and they look like a JV team.
No, absolutely. The only exception to that is the Nuggets, and not a physical team. So that makes sense.
They're not a physical team.
Well, they beat just enough good teams that don't have physicality to make you think that they can hang with the top teams in the league when they can't.
Yeah, I mean, it's just at this point, I'm at a loss of words, and I know we've been talking a lot, but it's just like, what are we doing? What do we do? This was supposed to be the year. Halliburton's out. Tatum's out. Okay, the Pistons were good last year. We beat them in the playoffs when we basically have the same team, except we added some veterans on the bench. We should be better than them again. There was no reason that this Knicks team shouldn't have been the 1 seed. Frankly, there's no reason they shouldn't have ran away with this. They should have ran away with the 1 seed. And instead, the Pistons are going to run away with the 1 seed. And the Knicks are going to end up in 3rd. And they're going to have to play a team like Philly or Orlando. And when they get knocked out in the first round, because those teams are physical and are actually going to put up a fight, don't say I didn't warn you. And also, if they lose in the first round, I better not see Mike Brown on that sideline. I will.
You know what? If they don't at least match the result last year, Mike Brown should be gone. Minimum 6 games in the conference finals. Part of the problem, they're getting out hustled every game on their home floor. I don't know if you saw this. The get-in price for tonight's game at the Garden was $283 at the minimum. That is the minimum price that the most loyal fans in the goddamn country are going to have to pay to get in to see a playoff level matchup. And that's what they see on a nightly basis against any team that has a pulse. Like you said, $300. You play a bad team, it'll be $150. But yay, you'll see them beat the Wizards.
Yeah.
Clap it up. Unbelievable. So it's disrespectful to the fans to charge that much and then play like that on a consistent basis.
It is absolutely. It is. You cannot play like that at Madison Square Garden.
Not at all.
Dwayne Wade, he said it on the broadcast. He said, "There's nothing better as a visiting player than to watch the fans try to beat the traffic at Madison Square Garden as they head for the exits early." He said there's nothing better than that. And I'm sure it's any visiting arena you go to, but especially Madison Square Garden, you can't allow that to happen.
No, you can't
allow that to happen. And they did, this is what they've done against the Pistons. They've let them walk all over them. And people are saying, "Oh, well, this same thing happened against Boston last year. You know, they beat us 3-0 in the season series, and look what we did." That is an extenuating circumstance. That took two of the most miraculous comebacks in the
That was an act of God
NBA
winning
playoffs.
those first 2 games.
Yeah,
I mean, honestly, it's not going to happen again.
Miraculous. Jason Tatum missed the last 2 games. I mean, it is a completely different situation. I don't care what anybody says. It is a completely different situation.
And you know what? I'm going to say it. If you're going to talk about which 2 teams should have been playing in that series based on who were the better teams in the first round, should have been the Pistons and the Celtics. Pistons outplayed us in that playoff series. Game 4 got bailed out. Tim Hardaway got assaulted by Josh Hart. Should have been 2-2. Got bailed out by Jalen Brunson, sending the best perimeter defender in the league flying. Pistons were the better team. They led more of the series. They hit more shots. They were more consistent. They were the better team. We got lucky. Then we beat the Celtics, and our luck ran out against the Pacers. We were on the unlucky end. But we weren't better than them last year. We were going to play like it at least.
No, it was.
Why do we think we're going to beat them this year when now they're pissed that they lost to us last year when they shouldn't have? They feel that they shouldn't have, and they're right.
It was close. I mean, every time we have played the Pistons this year, it feels like Ian Eagle's on the call, and he'll mention it every time. He'll say, that series could have went either way.
It could have.
He was calling
again. I'm starting to think the more I watch it back, it probably should have went the other way. If you're talking about who was better. Yeah,
I mean, it took some hero ball from Towns, like you said. Took some, it took a fluky play with Hardaway, right? With Hart closing out on Hardaway, could have been called a foul.
It was a foul.
Take it. But yeah, it's demoralizing when you're supposed to come into a season that this is the year. We have a new coach, offensive-minded coach. He's made the finals before. He knows how to win. He knows how to get there. He's done it.
Knows how to win. He had LeBron James in his prime on his team.
I'm saying these were the storylines, is what I'm saying.
We shouldn't have fallen for them.
Yes, but he has made an NBA final. That is not a false statement. He has made.
He has.
So Tom Thibodeau never made the NBA finals. So that he had a leg up on him in terms of that. I know Tom Thibodeau never had LeBron James, but still, what I'm saying is this was a coach that has made the finals, was supposed to be the guy who could get us there. Listen, we could still win the whole thing this year. There's a lot of basketball to be played, and we haven't even touched the playoffs yet. But the way it's looking, it doesn't look good, especially with the way we played against Detroit. They're the only team that really scares me in the East right now.
Yeah.
I know I said like Philly and Orlando could beat us. They could.
Could.
Wouldn't surprise me, but it doesn't mean that
Any team
I think
ramps
they
up
will.
their defense in the playoffs, which they will, and a result like that could happen. Magic
Absolutely, yeah.
could totally beat us if they're healthy. Absolutely.
If they're healthy, they whenever they're healthy, we usually have a great game against the Magic. Usually, it's pretty back and forth, and that's when they're healthy. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Philly healthy. I mean, they beat us both times Embiid played in the games. So,
yeah,
it's.
yeah.
And by doing the same
Both the
thing
Sixers
Detroit
and
did,
the
they out
Magic, they
hustled
play
us
us
on our
well.
own home court in those 2 games, too. So,
Yeah,
no
it,
reason to think it can't happen in the playoffs.
it seemed like it was going so well. They win the NBA Cup. They're 23-9. Everything is looking up. It's like, oh my God, we're gonna break the curse. Finally. Finally. It only took 50 something years. It took 53 years now. We're finally gonna do it. And then they go on that 2-9 stretch, and it's like, oh my God, the Knicks are the Knicks of the old are back. And then they finally start winning again. It's okay. It's just the same thing over and over again. They go on a run, then they go on a bad run, then they go on another good run, and it's just can I just get a normal season for once? Why does this team always do this to us?
You know what?
Seems
It's
like
because it's a
every
weak-minded group of people. That
every
Spurs game, when they gave up 11 threes to one player, could have been, okay, we didn't guard the perimeter well, had a bad game, going back home against the worst team. Let's get back on track. Let's tighten up the defense, except they didn't. And they let it spiral and spiral. And then they have a team meeting and they rattle off a win streak and they beat the Nuggets and then they have a bad game. And here we go again. They lose to the Pacers. They get blown out again by the same team that blew them out 2 weeks ago. And it's spiraling again. And now they have arguably the toughest part of their entire season
I
coming
wouldn't
up.
say arguably. This is the toughest stretch of the
Definitely
season.
the toughest part of their whole season coming.
You have San Antonio. You have Toronto. You have Oklahoma City. These are not walkovers. I know we said that they played.
And all teams that play physical, just like the Pistons.
Yeah.
I hate to say, I would not be surprised to see another 2-9 stretch from the Knicks or worse, because the teams we're playing are better than we played in the first 2-9 stretch. They better get their act together, because if not, they're going to be the 4 seed, 5 seed really quickly. They're going to have a tough first round matchup, and then they're going to play the Pistons, and this time they're going to have home court advantage. And I promise you, it will not go the same way it did last year if that happens.
No, it will not, because last time they played Detroit, what was 2 weeks ago, like you said, every time Jalen Brunson touched the ball, boo, boo. And clearly it got in his head, because he had one of the worst games I think I've seen from him in a Knicks uniform. He was terrible. Yeah. Clearly
it had a good game.
He did not have a good game. And now he's got to play 4 games if it goes to 7, if it goes to a 7-game series. He's got to play 4 games in Detroit with those fans on him and Thompson guarding him and Cunningham dropping 50 points on us like it's nothing. It's like taking candy from a baby. Nobody does anything. Nobody does it. Nobody commits a hard foul. Nobody does a thing. They let him walk into these threes. They let step back threes. They let him walk to the cup. Cat stands there. OG stands there. They don't do a thing. Nobody does anything.
Oh my God. You're absolutely right. And the worst is when they start getting physical with us and we don't even respond. They're beating us, fouling us, bullying us. We're rolling over. And, it's the fans, Knicks Twitter, the players, they just want to whine for fouls. Hit them back. How did they stop doing it if you took a shot at Cade Cunningham? I had to call for an injury of a player. Take a shot at the best player on the other team. Then they'll stop doing it.
At least
do what other teams do to Jalen Brunson.
At least, yeah. Well, what did Thompson do to Brunson all playoff long again when we played Detroit last year? It was cheap shot after cheap shot.
Yeah, and you know what? We don't hit them. We're not super physical with them because we don't want our star to get hurt. Why can't we do that? Put Jeremy Sohan on Cade Cunningham and assault him. It's basketball.
It's a contact sport. At least don't injure. I don't like injuries. Injuries are bad.
Of course.
At least
you know what I mean.
Foul. Can I get a hard foul? Can he, when he goes up for that dunk and Cat shrinks away, hit him. At least try to block it. He shrinks away. Hit him. He's midair. Hit him. Something. Give me something. Give me something to get the team going, get the juices flowing. But this team doesn't play hard. They don't play tough. There's no passion. There's no nothing. They don't care. They don't care. And the Pistons do. And that's it. That's how it goes.
It's really that simple.
How it goes.
I hate to sound like a boomer, but one thing I miss about the 80s, 90s, I can't say miss, wasn't alive. One thing I'm sure my parents miss is that driving into the lane used to mean taking your life in your hands.
Yes!
The Pistons still play like it does, and the Knicks don't, and the end result is losing by an average of 28 points in 3 games because they're assaulting our star player, and we're not doing a goddamn thing to theirs, and that's why he kills us every time. And Brunson, with the exception of today, has not been quite as good against them.
Has not been Jalen Brunson usually against the Pistons. And it's like because they play hard and they play tough. And the Knicks need to do the same thing. But it doesn't seem like we're going to get that anytime soon.
It's really that simple. We have all the talent in the world, and yet the one thing that doesn't require talent, we don't have. And that's toughness, and it's going to bite us in the ass.